Welcome to the Husman Bros, and today we're going to do a garage tour. I'm Justin.
And I'm Aaron.
And today we are going to show you what happens here at Garages of Texas. So we're at Garages of Texas, and we're at an undisclosed location where we keep our garage, which you've seen in some of our other videos. So this is how the garages start.
It's just plain Jane, kind of looks like a garage. But this usually isn't how they end up.
Let's go over to Dennis's and see how his garage turned out. We're at Dennis's garage.
Let's go in and check it out.
So, obviously, car guys have garages for cars. Now, the Garages of Texas are not just for car people, but Dennis has a pretty great car collection. We're gonna start out by looking at that, but first I wanna point out the other things that go with it. He's got this gorgeous Schwinn Jaguar. He has a great bicycle here that's a Schwinn Suburban. Suburbans were the everyday bike in the 70s during the gas prices. The last one here is a pre-war skip-tooth cruiser bicycle. This is even old bicycle technology.
All right, so bikes are cool, but the thing with wheels that we're really here for are the cars. Here we have some awesome American muscle. We've got a 66 Nova Chevy 2. This thing is an absolute beast. The motor on this is really cool. This is a fully built, race-tuned Dart engine pushing 550 horsepower. It is fuel injected, as you can see by the nice little subtle touch under here, so you might call it a little bit of a sleeper. It looks like it's carbureted because of this giant air cleaner on top of it, but that's what I love about this engine here. It just looks so cool. Chrome manifold, blacked out heads. This thing is awesome. And the stance. Look at that stance. Perfect. Chef's kiss. This is as clean as cars get. Check out that beautiful red interior. I love the lines on these 60s cars. You just couldn't beat the style from the 60s. You look under the back end of this thing, and man, it's like you can eat off of it.
Now, I love American muscle, and I love all cars. There are a lot of exotic German cars out here, but this one might be the rarest one that's actually out here. So this is a 1969 Volkswagen Squareback. These are great cars. You didn't see many of them, and this one was actually imported from Europe. A lot of great features on this car, including a heated rear window. Unheard of in 1969. The Germans always know how to do it best. Let's head to the back and see what he's got hiding back here.
One of the recurring themes that we're gonna find in all these garages is most of these garages have a bar, and this one is no different. Dennis has a great spot, and it's really just a fun house. It starts with the neons that are hanging around, making you feel like you're just walking into a bar here. Of course, we've got the big cooler with all of our refreshments here. This one's tilting down a little bit, so I think we'll lighten it up by a few cans. Nice bar display here, and this beautiful bar that he's got built out, including the town drunk. If you don't want to sit at the bar with this jack, you come over here and have a seat at this sitting table in the sitting area. But if you look, everything around this garage is so cool. Look at how awesome that table looks. So you hang out at the table, you have a few drinks, but then you gotta come over here after you're a little bit lubed up and see how much money you can lose at the slot machines. These are old vintage slot machines, the one-armed bandit, as they used to say. This one doesn't have any money in it, and I'm not about to lose mine. I'm not much of a gambler. But if you want to come and lose some money at Dennis's garage, I'm sure he'll welcome you in. And then, of course, after you've had all those drinks and it's time to nurse the hangover, you can stop by the coffee bar, get yourself a nice cup of black, and hopefully get that headache gone.
We wanted to stop real quick and show you guys where Dennis gets all these wonderful toys. So Dennis is an automotive finish guy. He's one of the team that brought automotive clay to the United States, so you can thank him for the great finish on your car. But what Dennis is most well known for is the Tornador. And here's how it started.
Here's how it's going.
Now, Dennis holds a lot of patents for things to keep your car shiny, and we all thank him for it, even though I hate washing cars.
Same.
We've seen the playhouse. Now let's check out the workshop. This is one of my favorite cars of Dennis's. This is a 1940 Ford Deluxe. So this was the Moonshine Runner's car. Now this one has been updated. On the exterior, it looks all original, but it's got a new motor and it's better drivetrain and it's got power windows and all that good stuff. These were moonshine runner cars because they had the great Ford flathead V8 and a giant trunk that you could haul all of your moonshine or whatever it is you wanted to haul fast away from the police in. This one is super cool because, as I said, it has been updated. Power locks, power windows, the whole 9 yards. Great car.
All right, this 40 Ford is cool. Who doesn't love a 40 Ford? But I gotta say that my favorite has gotta be this one. This is a 67 Chevy Factory Car, and it has Copo blood. This emblem here says you could take this thing from the dealership right to the track and win some races. Beautiful restoration job on this. Look how clean that engine is. All the paint is in fantastic shape. Beautiful white car. Fantastic black leather interior. It's been fully restored. Great paint on this car. Redline tires sitting on white steel. And of course, no 67 Chevy is complete without the Super Sport package. Okay, and the other side of the garage is not just for projects, it can also be for storage. So here Dennis has his Dodge Ram with a Hemi in it. And up on the lift, we've got the 04 Cadillac XLR. So I want to introduce you to someone special though. This is Dennis's only employee, his assistant, Dream. Her name is Dream because she's a Dream employee. She doesn't talk back, and he never has to pay her. On the downside, she also doesn't do much work. On our way back to the front, we've got this area over here, which is the cleaning area, and shows you that this is a real working man's garage. Dennis gets his hands dirty in here, and this is where he cleans them. Dennis has a lot of memorabilia, a lot of pictures hanging on the wall, but this is probably the coolest one because it took so much work to get it up here. This is a giant puzzle in the shape of a 54 Vet. Super cool. So we're back up front, and here we can see that this garage has more cars in it than any other garage because a lot of them are very small.
It's true.
These toys are here to give away to some kids who may stop by the garage because Dennis is not going to give away the toys that we're going to show you upstairs.
Let's go check it out. So Dennis is a tinkerer, and as a tinkerer, big cars get messy and you'll only find the right one every once in a while, but if you like to tinker, you like to mess with things, the next best thing are models, and Dennis's model collection is amazing. I'm just going to be silent for a minute and have you guys take a look at it, and then we'll point out some of the more special models. You've seen all the great models that are around here, but this is one of my favorites, and I think it's bittersweet for Dennis, but let's get down here and take a look at it. This is a model of a Bugatti, and a lot of you model makers out there might think, wow, the patina job on this is fantastic because it takes real skill to make a car look like it's been sitting in a field for a long time. Dennis probably has that skill, but this one belongs to Mother Nature. Unfortunately, many years ago, Dennis had a house fire that left this model looking like this, cost him several hundred other models, both built and unbuilt. This one, I know Dennis is not happy about the circumstances to get it here, but man, I gotta tell you, this looks super cool. I'd love to have this one on my bureau. Completed, this model is worth about $10,000. Uncompleted in the box, about $3,000. Horrible circumstance, great results. Thanks, fire.
All right, so here we have a fantastic wall of models. I kind of feel like a kid in a candy store here because one of my favorite memories growing up was building models. Growing up, we didn't have a whole lot of money to buy car after car, and so we would work on the cars that we could afford to work on. And usually that meant popping down to Michael's and picking up a model so Dad and me, maybe Dad, me, and Justin could sit there and work on a model and build it from scratch. So not as intricate as most of the models that Dennis has built, but obviously he's got a real passion for building models, and it's really cool to see all of these old vintage models still boxed up and ready to be built. I've got a special place in my heart for this one. It's a 57 Ford Thunderbird, but it looks very similar to the 56 T-Bird that my dad had when he was in high school. My brother and I were forced to build at least one of these models each. Justin may have built more than one. Another one that's really cool I've never seen before is the Aero Vet. really aerodynamic looking Corvette right here, very cool. Of course, we got the Intimidator, Dale Earnhardt Jr. I didn't watch a whole lot of NASCAR, but I do remember watching the last NASCAR race of Dale Earnhardt Jr. These two are pretty interesting too. You can see by the discoloration on the boxes, this is a really cool open wheel F1 car, the Marlboro car. Back here, we've got a classic Duesenberg. These two models actually survived the fire. We don't know what they're like on the inside because Dennis has never opened them, but really cool that these are survivors, and there's some really interesting models too. So this just goes to show you that these garages are for cars of all sizes and toys of all kinds. So this is a pretty cool drag car right here, monster engine in it, and this guy right here, this is called a Weirdo. These are toys from the 60s, and I think you can probably figure out why they're called Weirdos. So what was your favorite part of this garage?
You know, there's so much. My favorite part probably though was the model room. I've loved models since I was a kid. I don't think I had the patience to make them anymore, but I admire Dennis for doing it. That's got to be my favorite part.
Yeah, the models were fantastic. I guess I'll take the bar since I do spend a little bit of time at the bar myself. But please, let us know what your favorite part of the garage is in the comments section below. Stay tuned. We'll show you more fantastic garages like this. See you next time.
See you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and share for more of this.